He trained for decades, walked through countless life-and-death battles, all for a single moment, to stand before the man he lost and defy the clan that stole everything from him. If you enjoy my way of explaining and storytelling, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep creating. The Burial Sky mountain range lay in the northwestern reaches of the Central Plains. To most people on the present-day continent, this land was little more than an obscure name long buried beneath the dust of time. Yet to the elders of the ancient clans, it was a place forever etched into memory. For it was here that the Han clan and the Xiao clan had once clashed in a cataclysmic war, a battle so vast that it had shaken the entire Central Plains to its very foundation. Deep within the mountain range lay an ancient battlefield. Its expanse was boundless, and in the past countless magical beasts roamed freely across it. It was a land steeped in danger and thus perpetually desolate and forsaken. Yet today the ancient battlefield bore an air of eerie mystery. The magical beasts that once ruled this land had vanished without a trace. Across the vast battlefield, not a single beast could be found. It was as though they had sensed an earth-shaking calamity on the verge of erupting here and had fled in terror long before its arrival. Swoosh, swoosh. Suddenly piercing sounds of rushing wind tore through the silent mountain range, where even the echoes of beastly roars had long since disappeared. Countless figures emerged on the distant horizon, flashing through the skies. In mere moments they descended upon the ancient battlefield. "We've arrived." Gu Yuan's feet lightly touched the shattered ground. His gaze swept across the battlefield, reduced to ruins, and a complicated look surfaced in his eyes. The great war between the Han and Xiao clans had begun here in the distant past. Who could have imagined that thousands of years later, their confrontation with the Han clan would once again commence upon this same soil? Search the mountain range. As soon as they landed, experts from the three great clans surged forward. They swiftly conducted a sweeping reconnaissance of the surrounding mountains, guarding against any ambush the Han clan might have laid in advance. "It seems the Han clan has not arrived yet," Yan Jin remarked as he stepped forward surveying the desolate battlefield. Gu Yuan gave a slight nod. Aside from a few magical beasts trembling under the overwhelming pressure of their combined auras, there were no signs whatsoever of Han clan experts. "The Sky Mansion Alliance has arrived," Xiao Yan suddenly said, lifting his head with a faint smile as he gazed toward the northern sky. Subtle spatial ripples were quietly spreading from that direction. Everyone followed his gaze, yet saw nothing. Still not a single person doubted his words. Among those present aside from Gu Yuan himself, no one could rival Xiao Yan in spiritual strength. Moments later, violent winds roared across the northern skies. A dense mass of figures surged forward from all directions, their numbers no less than the forces mobilized by the three clans. "It seems the Sky Mansion Alliance has truly dispatched its full strength," Yanjin and Lei Ying said with visible astonishment as they beheld the immense formation. Though the alliance might fall short of the Yan and Lei clans in elite power, the sheer number of experts under its banner had reached a terrifying level. "Haha, it seems we're not late." Dark silhouettes descended from every direction, swiftly filling the mountain range. At the forefront stood Yao Lao, followed closely by Kai Lin, the little fairy doctor Xiao Chen, and the others. Even the Pill Tower ancestor and old man Shen Nong had arrived. Clearly, Yao Lao had gone to great lengths to recruit this legendary alchemist, whose attainments were nothing short of extraordinary. As the two sides gathered, polite exchanges naturally followed. The Pill Tower ancestor and old man Shen Nong were well acquainted with the three clans, and conversation flowed easily between them. Xiao Chen, however, merely glanced briefly at the assembled clans before walking straight toward Xiao Yan. "Are you all right?" Xiao Chen asked, a rare smile breaking through his stern expression. Xiao Yan returned the smile toward this blood relative and ancestor in his own right and nodded. Yet he chose not to speak of Xiao Xuan. He knew how close Xiao Chen and Xiao Xuan had been, and revealing the truth now would be far too cruel. For the moment, silence was mercy. A sudden fragrance drifted over. Xiao Yan looked up to see Kai Lin's cold yet breathtaking face before him. He rubbed his nose and gave a dry laugh, clearly aware of her displeasure. "Elder sister Kai Lin, it's good to see you again. How is Xiao Xiao?" Standing beside Xiao Yanxun, smiled gently as she asked, a soft ripple passing through her eyes. Kai Lin's icy expression softened slightly. "She's doing well," she replied quietly, "though she complains that someone is always away from home." Shuna smiled faintly. Xiao Yan could only sigh helplessly. Kai Lin's displeasure was well deserved. "Are your injuries healed?" Kai Lin asked, lips curling slightly. Her tone softened considerably. Though she was angry that he had stayed away despite being injured, reason still prevailed. Such emotions were only natural. "Yes, I'm fully recovered," Xiao Yan replied with a smile. He then glanced around and asked, "With so many experts dispatched, isn't the Alliance worried about its foundation being attacked?" "Yao Lao said this matter is extremely important to you," Kai Lin answered. Xiao Yan froze for a moment, warmth flooding his heart. With the Sky Mansion Alliance's arrival, the Burial Sky mountain range quickly grew lively. Experts from across the Central Plains were drawn by the disturbance, yet none dared enter. The terrifying concentration of auras alone was enough to make one's soul tremble. Anyone caught in a battle of this level would surely meet a gruesome end. After brief exchanges, Vigilance returned. Countless gazes swept across the mountain range, monitoring every fluctuation. Any sign of activity would be immediately reported to Xiao Yan's side. Time slowly passed. When the blazing sun reached its zenith, Xiao Yan and Gu Yuan, who had been seated upon a massive boulder, opened their eyes simultaneously. "They've arrived." Black fog suddenly surged from deep within the mountains, spreading layer upon layer until it formed an enormous spatial tunnel. Waves of sinister, overwhelming auras poured forth. The black fog blotted out the sunlight, plunging the surroundings into chilling darkness. Haha! The Burial Sky mountain range hasn't been this lively in a very long time. From within the churning fog, Hun Tiandi stepped forth, his gaze sweeping across the vast army below as a faint smile curved his lips. Behind him appeared the Nihility devouring flame, the 4 demon saints and countless Hun clan experts. Clearly the Hun clan had spared no effort for this decisive battle. "Hun Tiandi, return the ancient jades of our 3 clans. Otherwise we will one day raze the Hun realm to the ground." Lei Ying roared, fury blazing in his eyes. "Attack the Hun realm." Hun Tiandi laughed coldly. "In this era, who possesses such strength?" Ignoring Lei Ying, his gaze shifted to Xiao Yan. "What is your choice? Will you trade the ancient jades for the man you seek, or attempt to seize him by force?" "I wish to see my father," Xiao Yan said steadily, his gaze unwavering. Hun Tiandi waved his hand. Space behind him rippled, chains clanking as a prison formed from black fog emerged. Within sat an elderly figure, bound tightly by countless dark chains like venomous serpents. The instant Xiao Yan saw him, his body trembled violently. Even through the haze, his blood screamed the truth. Xiao Zhan. Decades had passed. The once spirited clan leader had become a frail, white-haired elder. His body was gaunt, worn down by endless imprisonment. Xiao Yan trembled, staring at the chains biting into his father's flesh. Murderous intent surged within him like a raging storm. His fists clenched until blood dripped from his palms. "Hun Tiandi, if I ever gain the chance, I will turn your Hun clan upside down." His blood-red eyes locked onto Hun Tiandi as a terrifying spiritual force erupted outward. Dark clouds gathered, thunder roaring across the heavens. Die State Soul. The Hun clan expert's expressions froze in shock. Even Hun Tiandi's gaze darkened. "What a Xiao Yan," Hun Tiandi murmured, killing intent flickering in his voice. For the first time, Xiao Yan posed a true threat. Xiao Yan?" Within the prison, the elderly man trembled. He slowly raised his head, clouded eyes finally focusing on the black-clad youth in the sky. Tears streamed down his face. Yan. The entire world seemed to fall into absolute silence. Only the elderly voice, heavy with boundless sorrow, echoed across the heavens, lingering long after it faded. When they had been separated, Xiao Yan was still nothing more than a weak and tender youth. Yet that parting had stretched on for decades. During those long years, hatred had filled his heart. He had trained with every ounce of his strength, escaping death time and time again, breaking through his limits again and again. All of it had been for a single purpose: to rescue his father, the man who had once doted on him endlessly, and allow him to once more enjoy peace in his remaining years. Gu Yuan and the others fell silent as they gazed at the slender figure suspended in the air. They knew much of Xiao Yan's past, and thus understood better than anyone how much effort and sacrifice lay behind his achievements. Ordinary people only saw his dazzling rise. They failed to see the countless life and death struggles hidden beneath that brilliance. "This fellow truly is a man. No one in my Lei clan can compare to him." Lei Ying let out a soft sigh. Xiao Yan had climbed from a fragile youth into a towering existence that even they had to face with caution. Along the way, he had evaded relentless assassinations dispatched by the Hun clan. That brutal journey had not crushed him. It had tempered him, becoming the grindstone that forged his path toward true strength. Every one of them knew this truth. If they were placed in Xiao Yan's position, they would never have done better. After all, Xiao Yan had relied solely on himself. The once glorious Xiao clan had left him nothing behind. The Lei clan experts remained silent. None could refute Lei Ying's words. Kyohagege, Zhana bit her lips gently, her beautiful eyes tinged with red as she looked at the trembling figure ahead. She could clearly sense the turbulent emotions surging within his heart. No one understood Xiao Yan's hardships over these years better than she did. Within the prison, the elderly man slowly raised his trembling hand with great difficulty. His gaze locked onto the black-clad youth. Though the face before him had matured, he could still see traces of the boy from long ago. The son he had once been so proud of had truly appeared before him again. Child? Tears streamed down his weathered face. Suddenly he lunged forward, his hoarse voice breaking as he roared, "Yana, leave, hurry and leave." After decades of imprisonment, he knew all too well how terrifying the Hun clan truly was. In that place, even a Do Huang or a Do Zong, once unrivaled in the Jiama Empire, was nothing more than ordinary. Such overwhelming power bred only despair. Xiao Yan stared at the elderly figure bound by heavy metal chains. Moments later, he smiled faintly and lifted his head, drawing in a deep breath. No matter how much suffering he had endured, his father was still alive. What a touching scene! Hun Tiandi let out a faint laugh. Looking at Xiao Yan, he said calmly, "Perhaps you should thank us. Your father's talent is mediocre. Had he cultivated normally, he would never have reached the Do Huang level in his lifetime. To ensure he lived safely until now, we provided him with quite a number of medicinal pills from the Hun clan. Otherwise, accidents would have taken him long ago." "I will," Xiao Yan replied. Gu Yuan and the others frowned at Hun Tiandi's words, but Xiao Yan smiled instead. He nodded gently and laughed softly. "Rest assured, Xiao Yan will remember this great favor." Lei Ying and the others stiffened as they looked at the smile on Xiao Yan's face. A chill crept into their hearts. A ferocious expression was not frightening. What was truly terrifying was someone who could smile while murderous intent raged within. Hun Tiandi's expression twitched slightly. Xiao Yan's talent rivaled Xiao Xuan's from back then, but his viciousness far surpassed it. Staring into Xiao Yan's blood-red eyes, Hun Tiandi knew those words had not been spoken in anger alone. If given the chance, Xiao Yan would truly wipe out the Hun clan without leaving a single survivor. However, such a chance would be exceedingly difficult to obtain. "A transaction," Xiao Yan said calmly. He clenched his hand and an ancient jade appeared, the final Tuo Shi ancient god jade. He did not attempt any deception. Against someone like Hun Tiandi, such tricks were meaningless. Greed and desire flared in Hun Tiandi's eyes as he stared at the jade. With this final piece, the location of the Tuo Shi ancient god mansion would be revealed. Once opened, the embryonic Dai-tier pill within would elevate him to the pinnacle of this world. At that time, the so-called alliance would be nothing more than ants beneath his feet. Lei Ying and the others tensed upon seeing the jade, yet no one spoke. They knew that trying to stop Xiao Yan now would only turn him against them. "We exchanged the man and the jade simultaneously," Hun Tiandi said coldly. "You should understand how easy it would be for me to kill your father. Don't attempt any tricks." Xiao Yan glanced at him and spread his hand. The ancient jade slowly rose. Hun Tiandi waved his sleeve in response. The black fog prison dispersed, and with a flick of his finger, the metal chains binding Xiao Yan shattered. He clenched his hand, turning it into a black ray of light that seized Xiao Yan. "Here." With a wave of his hand, Xiao Yan was flung toward Xiao Yan. At the same moment, Xiao Yan sent the ancient jade flying toward Hun Tiandi. He stepped forward, seized Xiao Yan, unleashed a powerful suction force, and slashed downward, cutting apart the black restraints. Hun Tiandi grasped the ancient jade just as Xiao Yan rescued his father. Feeling its warmth, he burst into wild laughter. His long-cherished dream was finally within reach. "Father," Xiao Yan's body trembled violently as he held Xiao Yan. In a flash, he retreated into the alliance and carefully set him down. "Yana, it's really you." Everything had happened too quickly. Xiaojan only regained his senses when he saw the familiar face before him. His trembling hand touched Xiaoyan's cheek, fearful this was nothing but an illusion, even as he had prayed for this moment countless times. "Father, you've suffered. I'm sorry." Seeing Xiaojan's frail, aged appearance, Xiaoyan's eyes reddened. He dropped heavily to his knees. Even the massive rock beneath him cracked. "It really is you." Xiaojan's hands trembled as he touched Xiaoyan's face, tears pouring freely. The warmth was real. The sight moved everyone present. "Yana, get up. It's all because father is useless." Xiaojan wiped his tears and hurriedly helped Xiaoyan up. Gazing at his now mature son, pride filled his eyes. The greatest wish of a father was to see his child grow strong. The son he had worried about most had become his greatest miracle. Xiaoyan took a deep breath and said softly, "Father, big brother, and second brother are waiting for you. Once this is over, I'll take you to see them. But now, let me settle some matters." "Protect my father," Xiaoyan said, turning to the Sky Mansion experts. "Alliance Chief, we swear to protect him with our lives." Dozens of peak Daozun experts replied in unison, instantly forming a tight defensive ring around Xiaojan. Yener this, Xiaojan was stunned. These terrifying experts, all respectful towards Xiaoyan, had the son he once protected truly grown this powerful? "Father, don't worry. They will guard you." Xiaoyan smiled lightly, then turned away. A bone-chilling, murderous intent flooded his eyes, violent, uncontrollable. He had to kill. Guyan Lei Ying and the others locked eyes with him. Their own killing intent surged. The Hun clan had already gathered all the ancient jades. They could not be allowed to leave. Xiaoyan lowered his head briefly, then lifted it, staring at Hun Tiandi, who was laughing madly while clutching the jade. A savage smile curled on his lips. "Attack." The moment those words fell, murderous intent engulfed the heavens and earth.